I'm Sarah Grace Kennedy, and today I will be reviewing Victoria Aveyard's best-selling book, Red Queen. In the story, Red Queen, the book is written in the point of view of 17-year-old Mare Barrow. She is the protagonist of the story. She is also a Red. Now would be a good time to explain to you how the society works. There are two different groups in the society, Red Bloods and the Silver Bloods, the Reds and Silvers. The Reds are the ones that live in squalor. The Silvers, on the other hand, are the monarch, the kings and queens, along with the government. The Silvers possess unique and magical powers that are used to compete against each other. The Reds do not have any keen powers, or so you think. The Silvers don't believe that the Reds are special because they don't have any powers. Throughout the story, Mare Barrow is living in the world of deceit through the Silvers, where she must navigate her way throughout the story to figure out who she really can trust. I definitely would characterize this book as a dystopian novel. And by dystopian, I'm referring to a fictional place that is either unpleasant, dehumanizing, and even degrading to the characters, which is definitely similar to how the Reds are treated by the Silvers in this novel. Now, if I had to grade the novel Red Queen, I would give it a B+. Now, a B+ is definitely a great grade, but let's face it, we all want an A. Now, the reason why I don't think that the Red Queen deserves an A is because, quite frankly, it's not very original. The reason why I don't think the Red Queen is 100% original is because the author definitely jumps on a popular trend in young adult fiction where the young protagonist is depicted in a dystopian society where she is the agent of change and there is romance involved. We see this dystopian-like time and time again in books such as Divergent, Hunger Games, and others. And as I read the book, there were several connections I have made to Red Queen and other books that have been out in the recent years that I have read. Red Queen reminded me of Hunger Games because they are both dystopian young adult novels. Mare also reminded me of Katniss Everdeen, the protagonist and main character from Hunger Games. Because they both start off as oppressed people that eventually rise up and influence others to make a change, they both do what they have to do to survive, but also rebel against a society they are oppressed by and are forced into. The relationship between Mare and Kilron also reminded me of the relationship between Katniss and Gale in Hunger Games. They are best friends, but there is love there between them. The third Hunger Games book, Mockingjay, also reminded me of Red Queen in that both Mare and Katniss try to overthrow the government that is controlling and oppressing the disadvantaged people. In Mare's world, the oppressed would be the Reds, where she comes from, and in Katniss' world, it would be the districts, particularly District 12, where she was raised. Red Queen also reminded me of Divergent because both Mare and Tris, the protagonists in Divergent, are different and have to hide who and what they are in order to survive. Mare is a Red living among Silvers, and she has the power to create and control lightning. Tris lives in a dystopian world that is broken up into factions. She is raised in abnegation, a faction that is selfless and does not value power. Tris leaves her faction and family when she is of age to join Dauntless faction. Tris is actually a Divergent, a combination of various types of factions and characteristics, but she has to hide who she is in order to survive, similar to what Mare has to do when she is found by the Silvers. I also see a connection between Red Queen and the Game of Thrones. They both have similar themes. The Game of Thrones depicts two powerful families fighting for the Iron Throne. There are similar themes in Red Queen, such as kings and queens, people being used as pawns in a game to win control. There's also a great deal of deception and lying that goes on, which is also similar to Red Queen. And even though, despite the fact that the author tried to put a fresh perspective in this storyline by putting in different motives and symbols and plot twists of different books have used, at the end, it still rings very true to those precise stories, and which I feel doesn't make it fresh and very original overall. It seems as if she's written them so that she can gain success through what's popular in young adult fiction right now. That doesn't mean that it wasn't a worthy book to read. It was definitely worthy. It's a lot of real value in it, and it was a very fun book to read, especially in the second half. If you are a fan of those other books, you will definitely like this one. The reason in particular why this quote is one of the most important quotes in the story is because Mare Barrow throughout the story keeps constantly saying, anyone can betray anyone. And at the end, she really realized the big picture, the one she can really trust. And that's why it's so important. I hope this review on Victoria Aveyard's book, Red Queen, has helped you. Make sure to like this video and leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching. Happy reading. I hope you... Okay. I hope you found this review helpful, and thanks for watching. Make sure to like this video. London!